Yes, we're back playing some Hogwarts Legacy. And today we're going to continue our Ravenclaw journey. And you know what?
These rocks have seen better days. There they are. She wasn't making it up. Well, we've come this far. Miss Willardsey might get an answer about these butterflies.
Banners are important though, aren't they?
Well. Look what we have here.
You know what? Let's go straight into it.
Talk about you take.
Please tell me you have an answer for me about the butterflies.
It's your lucky
Hello,
day.
Miss Willardsey.
Well, what happened? Did you find them?
They led me into the forest and revealed a treasure.
Oh, how lovely! I'm glad you were rewarded for your efforts. Perhaps one day I'll be able to bring myself to go into the forest. For now, I'm happy simply knowing there's something so lovely to see, should I dare.
And you know what? We're going back to Hogwarts. And we're going there. Because as I see it, we're going for the room of requirement right now.
Professor Weasley? Somewhere away from prying eyes.
Forgive me, the headmaster stopped me and I... Merlin's beard? I see you've wasted no time. Well done. Shall we?
After you, Professor.
Well, this is going to be extraordinary. Yeah, I'm not speaking properly today for some weird reason.
What is this place?
This is the Room of Requirement. It only appears when one is in real need of it. Ordinarily, a student might stumble upon this room entirely by accident. If ever. I'd only planned to suggest to you how to find it by walking past that bit of wall, focusing on what you need. But you've managed to reveal the room on your own. While I'm here, we should take advantage of the moment. Now, where is Deke? He must have sneaked past and gone ahead.
Deke, Professor.
The house elf I was speaking to in my classroom your first day.
Revelio.
Might help you use the room once you've found it. There's no chance I'm clambering over this mess. This presents the perfect opportunity to teach you Evanesco, the vanishing spell. You can cast Evanesco to vanish certain objects, such as these chairs and other things here in the room. I suggest you practice the wand movements first, then you can clear the chairs away. Splendid. Now, cast Evanesco on those chairs. Excellent work. You'll note that you are now in possession of Moonstone. We shall discuss its uses later. Let's move on. Where in Merlin's name is that elf?
Revelio.
Is that... Goodness. My old school bag. I wondered where that had got to. I can't believe it's still here. I'll just take a quick look at this. Give you an opportunity to explore on your own until we locate Deke.
Yes, Professor.
Dear me. Can't you keep it down? Some of us are trying to rest.
Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Revelio. Levioso.
Stop them! No, not... that's not helpful, you worthless pile of tin.
Revelio. Revelio. How does anyone other than a house elf manage to get around in here? What was that? Was that a golden snitch?
Perhaps you should summon your wits and find out. Accio! Levioso! Accio! Levioso!
Right then.
I hope that house elf can find us in here.
Yikes! Careful! Huh? Oh, there you are. Wait right there. Deke will come to you. Hello.
Ah, Deke, we've been looking for you.
Apologies, Professor Weasley. Deke was looking through some of what's appeared in the room since Deke was last here. Is this the student?
Indeed it is.
Deke is honored to meet you.
Deke has been a friend since I was a second year. We discovered this. I mentioned you to Deke. We believe that you might be able to benefit from this room like I did. Deke, would you be so kind?
Of course, Professor Weasley. The Room of Requirement will always be equipped for the Seeker's needs. It's unplottable, so won't appear on any map. Most happen upon it by accident, if ever. Deep-seen students in need of an extra file for potions stumble upon the room filled with them. You seem to have accessed it in its form as the Room of Hidden Things.
I was thinking about needing a place away from prying eyes. Brilliant.
Oh, that explains it then.
What I need specifically is a place where I can catch up on my schoolwork without distraction.
Well then, the room can provide you with precisely that. Now, it's time to focus on what you need. Just close your eyes. Imagine the room precisely as you need it. The room will do the rest.
Are you being serious right now? Well, that was awkward.
You've given yourself quite a canvas to work with. I look forward to seeing what you do with the space. Ah, and it seems the room has provided you with a desk of description. Excellent. It can identify unfamiliar items of clothing. One should always understand the effects of anything in which one is clothed.
I don't have anything for this at the moment.
You'll find plenty of items of clothing that need to be identified. The desk will be an invaluable resource.
I imagine the desk of description will come in handy.
It will. I hope you'll take advantage of it. Now, I'll give you a brief lesson in conjuring. The room might not provide everything you need on its own.
Conjuring?
Yes, the magic of creating or conjuring objects. I'll teach you.
Boom! And we are good to go.
Very good. When conjuring more complex objects, you'll need what's called a spellcraft. Spellcrafts are like recipes. They list the ingredients or resources needed to conjure a particular object. You should have acquired some for a potion station and potting table from tomes and scrolls in Hogsmeade.
I did. Where can I find the resources I need?
While resources such as moonstone can be obtained throughout the Highlands, it's much safer and easier to purchase them. They can also be collected by vanishing objects in the room, such as the chairs you vanished earlier. In fact, you should have enough resources for now.
I see. Can I regain resources by vanishing something I've already conjured?
You can indeed. Quite perceptive. Why don't you give it a try? Go ahead and conjure the potion station and potting table. You should find both familiar, since they'll resemble the ones you've already used to study magical plants and brew potions in class.
Well then.
Well done. You can use these whenever you need to brew potions or grow plants. Presuming, of course, you've collected any seeds or potion ingredients you need in Hogsmeade or outside the castle grounds. Deke will be here to answer any questions you may have. Do not underestimate his insights.
Can you tell me a bit more about Deke?
He's been at Hogwarts longer than I have, and seems to know its every nook, cranny, and secret. We discovered this room together when I was a student. Deke has had a good deal of experience, both here at Hogwarts and at a previous post. I shall let Deke tell you more when he's ready, but again, you would be wise to listen to any suggestions he may have.
Can I use this type of transfiguration magic outside of the room?
Conjuring and vanishing are strictly forbidden elsewhere in the castle. We've charms in place to enforce that. It would be exhausting to reverse the errors in both judgment and magic. But the Room of Requirement has its own rules.
I will be sure to speak with Deke if I need anything. Thank you.
Good luck. I shall linger a bit longer in case you'd like to learn another transfiguration spell for use in the room.
And it's always best to learn.
I'm ready for the next lesson, Professor.
Very well. First, you'll need to gather some moonstone. You can acquire it by vanishing items here in the room of
I
requirement.
think I've got fat nose how much moonstone.
Carefully outside of the Hogwarts grounds. Return to me once you've gathered enough, and we shall begin the lesson.
I have the moonstone you requested, Professor.
Good. Then we may begin your lesson. You can conjure more than potions and herbology tables. Conjuration can be used to decorate this space to your liking. Why don't you try it on the walls and floor?
Yay.
I would like to teach you Wingardium Leviosa. It can be used to levitate objects for a short time. Once you've completed a few prerequisite tasks, do see me after class.
Good work. Shall we move on?
I've conjured everything I can. What's next, Professor?
I think you're ready to take on alteration. The altering spell will allow you to customize any conjured item. You can change the colors, patterns, and styles of your furniture to suit your taste. Let's get started, shall we? Watch closely as I demonstrate how to perform the altering spell.
Okie dokie, we're going altering, down, nice. Boom!
Just aim your wand at any conjured item and perform the altering spell. Customize it. Nicely done. Now you're ready for something a little more advanced. You can use the altering spell directly on the room's architecture. Try these new designs on the floor or balcony. place might benefit from a bit of ambience, don't you think? Deke, would you mind?
Of course, Professor Weasley. Professor Weasley showed Deke this bit of magic some years ago. Deke thinks you'll enjoy it. Come and talk to Deke when you're ready.
Professor Weasley said I should ask you about changing the room's ambience?
Of course. What sort of overall look most appeals to you?
I'd like the room to feel mysterious and eerie, as if I'm in the Forbidden Forest, surrounded by shadows.
Oh, sounds perfect.
Quite a difference. Of course, you needn't keep this style if you don't like it. You can always ask Deke to change it back. Now you have learnt a good bit about alteration.
Thank you, Professor. The room is full of possibilities.
Indeed.
Of course it is.
No matter how much time I spend here, the room always manages to surprise me. An even bigger space.
How did that happen?
The room equips itself to your needs. It must have sensed that you needed more space to practice spellcasting. If you'd like to customize the space further, you can use these spellcrafts. You'll find more of them both inside and outside the school.
Thank you, Professor. I shall keep an eye out.
Good. I'll leave you to it. This is your space now. Use it wisely.
Well, of course. Well, that was easy. And the best location is right here.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
I know just the location to test this.
Expelliarmus, incendio. Levioso. Confringo.
Okay, so now we gotta do this. Now we gotta do this.
You're back. Nice to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Yeah.
I wish I'd paid more.
Hope you're not here for an knotgrass sprig, because I'm not entirely sure I have them in stock.
Well, what say we show you some of what's available?
Oh, I'm always thrilled when a young one makes a wise purchase. I can tell you'll go far. You're a force to be reckoned with, aren't you? Scaring all the goblins away.
Levioso. Potato. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Potato. Stupefy. Accio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Potato. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Stupefy. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
Someone over there. Better be a beast.
Levioso.
Expulso.
Well.
Stupid.
Accio.
Incendio.
Levioso.
Oh, forever. Keep still. Expulso.
Levioso. Accio. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
And then if we go back to quests, you do this. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, looks like I'm gonna have to go all the way back.
resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Thank you again for delivering those potions to Madame Lowing. Saved me a lot of time and trouble. What can I do for you today? Very good. Never hurts to keep my stocks replenished.
Oh, for fuck's sake, we need way more money.
I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
Revelio. Revelio.
Somewhere to tell you where another.
Our children
Very sorry, Father. Only she said I might earn a reward. Ugh, instead, I just wasted our time. There you are! Huh! Finally! I'll have enough for that wind wisp. Ah, well, not meant to be. Also, I may have knocked over a dustbin back there.
Never mind, I'll fix it, as always.
So we need a maximum that you. I've got you do a potion. We just need a maxima and a focus potion. That's it.
Thank you again for delivering those potions to Madame Lowing. Saved me a lot of time and trouble.
So we need one of these.
A wise decision.
We need one of these.
It would appear that you don't have enough for that.
Yes.
I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
Excellent.
Now I can go back to Hogwarts. And it's in 2 different classes.
Professor Sharp is so intimidating.
How are your assignments coming along?
I completed your assignments, Professor.
Good. You should be ready to learn Depulso. Let's see what you can do. Concentrate. Do not let your mind wander. You've got it now. Not to go flinging your classmates about the halls. I suggest having a go at the enchanted books here. Well done. I'm glad to see that you seem staunchly determined to master your spellcasting. How did I see? Well, repetition can be an excellent teacher.
Now, was it...
All of my relatives like it.
How nice to see you,
Putting
my
my
young
foot down
friend.
quite literally on anything I see with 8 legs.
So just stick your hand straight into the mouth of the damn thing, you should be fine.
How wonderful to see you again.
I've completed my assignments, Professor.
Pleased to hear it. Professor Weasley will be too. I'll be sure to let her know how well you're coming along.
Thank you, Professor.
Professor Hecat tells me she taught you Levioso, so you should be ready for a more advanced levitation charm. Wingardium Leviosa requires a bit of concentration and a nice, graceful wand movement. Let's see you try your hand at it. When executed correctly, you should be able to pick up bold...
The classic swish and flick.
Professor Garlick, a moment of your time?
The plants are resting, so now's as good a time as any.
I was wondering, what made you want to teach herbology?
How lovely of you to ask. I've always had an affinity for greenery, so this situation is a bit of a dream come true. After graduation, I was thrilled to be asked to step in for my old herbology professor. He'd had a slight accident, you see.
Oh dear. A shame for him, but it worked out well for you.
Well, he never cared, really cared for the plants, and they could sense it. Oh, you'd be surprised how perceptive a plant can be. At any rate, the trouble began one day when he cut into a Wigan tree. Unfortunately for him, its leaves were hiding a bowtruckle. You may recall the marvellous creatures that resemble a twig. The little beast gouged the professor's eyes quite fiercely, but terrifying, I'd imagine. Likely for the professor, too.
And that's when you took over as the herbology professor?
Well, not quite. After 3 weeks at St. Mungo's, my predecessor regained a tiny bit of his eyesight. He insisted on returning to the greenhouse. Within a week, he claims by accident, kicked a Chinese chomping cabbage, so it was back to St. Mungo's for him.
What a string of bad luck.
Well, I felt awful for him, but I dare say I felt a bit more sympathy for the cabbage. Upon his discharge from the hospital, his indifference to plants had turned to utter disdain. He lost what little patience he had left with a particularly temperamental venomous tentacula and, well, his resulting leave of absence continues to this day.
I had no idea. How awful.
Last I heard, he'd gone to Romania. As rumour would have it, he'd developed a sudden interest in dragons. One can only hope he found more happiness working with them than he did with Flora. Huh. Lovely speaking with you. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and remember, be kind to your Wigan trees.
This Daedalian Keys challenge is coming along nicely. That's it. I'm making good progress with those tokens.
Nope.
Excellent.
particular attention to the string.
Complete the tasks I've given you, and then meet me in my classroom to Finfro, the severing charm. It's typically used to cut an object, but can be a powerful weapon when needed.
No sour.
Acquire and use an invisibility potion. Okay, let's save the game. Okie dokie.
What are you up to now?
There we are.
How would you like to learn the knockback jigs flipendo? Once you've completed the necessary tasks, come and find me in the greenhouse.
My friends and I like to spend our evenings watching the sunset from the Quidditch pitch. That's all the pitch is good for this year, sadly.
Got a peek at the prefect's bathroom last year. I'd missed class for a week to soak in that tub.
I was trapped on the grand staircase for an hour the other day waiting for his move. Sharp didn't believe me when I told him why I was late.
Pete was in a mood the other day. Tossed my quill right on Scribner's desk. Now I have detention for a week.
Have you been to the owl yet? House elves have fallen a bit behind with cleaning this week.
Just when I think I've learned how to get around the castle, a staircase moves and I'm lost again. I wouldn't bother yourself about that. If I were you, I'd be more inclined to acquire myself as a Father Jewel Plus. I'm sure Garlic can point you in the right direction. Soon get that complexion in better fettle.
Why won't she just let us use Gillyweed? What's the point of even learning about herbology if we can't get ourselves into some trouble with Gillyweed? If I haven't personally met a member by the end of term, I can tell you I shan't be happy.
Where did you get your Dragonhide gloves? I saw you handling that Slargon from herbology. No, my gloves went mysteriously missing.
I need to get some Dragonhide gloves for herbology. I refuse to handle Chinese chomping cabbages with bare hands.
I can't wait until I'm a 6th year. Then I won't have to waste my time with herbology anymore. I miss Professor Garlic, mind.
Going to harvest some knotgrass from the greenhouses today. Did you know that it's used in Polyjuice potions? I think it has something to do with being tied to another person.
I'll trade you a spoon's worth of flubberworm mucus for a pufferball.
Any of you know where I can find some leafing toadstools?
My interest in herbology stems solely from my desire to excel in potions. With it, don't grow it, I say.
Another house token for the house chest.
Holidays. Can never have too many fairy lights, in my opinion. Not sure the fairies agree, mind.
This is the first year my siblings and I are all at Hogwarts.
Lumos.
Our poor mother doesn't know what to do with her time, so she knits. Sends us each a new jumper every week.
So there's 4 more. Right then, so. So we can't get in any of these yet.
Crossed Wands was so much fun, wasn't it?
Revelio.
If you put a foot wrong, it's just, well, there's a rather foul odor. Oh dear.
My father said.
Galleons and a historian's uniform.
as you see, you can do whatever you need to.
You can't imagine how...
Right,
I was hoping to see you.
You're back.
Finally. Minister Spavin talks more than he listens. Ranted on and on about rogue dragons. Wouldn't listen to a word about goblins. Speaking of which...
Listen, Professor. So much happened while you were away. Your friend, Mr. Ollivander, sent me an owl asking for help finding an heirloom wand that was stolen from him.
He did he?
And so I went to the owlery like he said, and there were all these statues.
What do you mean, statues? In the owlery?
Yes, which led me to a secret hideout where I found Richard Jackdaw's ghost.
Who on earth is Richard Jackdaw?
He was a student here long ago. Anyway, he told me about a secret cavern. I went there, and right next to Jackdaw's skeleton, I found the missing pages.
You found the pages?
I did. And because Jackdaw had followed the map they contained, when I found the pages, I found the location on the map. Believe it or not, it's a room below Hogwarts.
Why am I not surprised? Shall we?
I was hoping you'd say that. Oh, and we'll need to bring the book. The room is called the Map Chamber, by the way. And a portrait of Percival Rackham awaits us there.
Professor Rackham. I look forward to meeting him. How did this Jackdaw get the pages from the book?
Evidently, Peeves stole them, and Jackdaw stole them from him.
Oh, Peeves.
Yeah. Great big twist of fate.
To think it was beneath us all this time.
Well, let's get the book on the pedestal then.
This looks promising. map. There's Hogsmeade. And over here, the Forbidden Forest. And, of course, Hogwarts. It's magnificent. If only you were here to see this.
Hello, Professor Rackham. We've placed the book on the pedestal as you asked. And this is my mentor, Professor Fig.
How do you do, Professor Fig? And you, my young friend, see now why you needed to return with the book?
I do. I also see why you refer to this room as the map chamber.
That you have come this far tells me that you possess extraordinary magical ability, the potential and power of which will unlock should you prove yourself worthy. The location of each of 4 trials will, in time, appear on the map. Trials that will test you and give you access to invaluable knowledge. Trials that you must complete on your own. Do you recall the pensive memory you viewed in my vault in Gringotts?
You and your friend Charles spoke of the Portkey, and of trials you'd created for one who could see traces of ancient magic.
Precisely. Charles is another of the Keepers, a designation we gave ourselves centuries ago, in light of the knowledge that we have been bound to keep hidden. Until, perhaps, now.
So, the passage from your ruins to Gringotts, everything in the vault, the restricted section, finding this room, none of these was a trial.
They were an important part of the journey, but they were not trials themselves. The fact that you have come this far, however, bodes well. The trials were designed to ensure that the power and knowledge we have kept secret for so long does not fall into the wrong hands. They will test your abilities, both innate and learned. But of equal importance, everything you witness as you complete the trials will inform what you choose to do with all that we share. You will need patience. The trials have much to teach you. It will take time.
I'm afraid we don't have the luxury of time.
We have waited this long, Professor Fig. Surely a few more.
Respectfully, sir, while I do not know the secret you keep, I do know that our young friend here has seen traces of a powerful dark magic being wielded by goblin kind. And we encountered an uncommonly powerful goblin wielding such magic as we prepared to leave your vault at Gringotts. We may already be too late.
This is grave news indeed. Young friend, do you trust Professor Fig?
I do.
Then, in the light of your considerable skill and all you have already accomplished, we shall begin. You will find the location of the first trial marked on the map below you. Whilst Professor Fig may assist you in locating the trials, they may be completed only by one with our ability.
Shall we have a look? I know that tower. It's not far. You may have seen it yourself.
It doesn't look... I mean, I haven't been there within this gameplay, so no.
I don't think I have. Perhaps your young friend is not as well traveled as you think.
As your mentor, the least I can do is go ahead to make sure it is safe. Join me as soon as you can.
You said that you know that tower. What can you tell me about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. I've passed it dozens of times. It's north of Hogsmeade. My recollection is that it seems abandoned. Clearly, however, the tower conceals more than meets the eye.
I'll find you at the tower as soon as I can.
Until then, be careful. And do not tell anyone where you're going.
Okay, so Kangawata's ones are actually the easiest ones to deal with, okay? So we can do this. Well, that'd be much more useful. That's as close as the one I'm going to get.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
The castle must have been quite stately in its time. I know a Merlin trial when I see one. Brilliant.
did you get on with those tasks?
Madam Kagawa, I completed the list of tasks you assigned.
Wonderful. I trust you became more familiar with your broom through the process?
Yes, Professor.
That's good to hear. Keep it up, and perhaps one day you'll have a spot on the Quidditch team. If Black ever permits Quidditch again. Well, with those tasks out of the way, let us get started. Glacius. Pay attention to your wand work.
Boom.
Well done. I'd recommend that you practice. Spell here in my office. There you go. Catching them quickly. But do continue to practice it. Kinesthesia is a powerful weapon.
Levioso, Glacius! Levioso! Glacius!
Simple as that. I just need to go to the toilet quickly, and then I'll be right back.